So this is the North Pennines. This is Balderhead reservoir. There's about 4 or 5 reservoirs sort of in concession here. There's this one and another 3 or 4. I have actually planned on doing a little cheeky campsite up by High Force, which is about 10 miles from here, but I planned just to do a walk here this morning before I went up there for to set up, but I'm actually contemplating just finding a spot round here. I don't know if you can see that trig point up on the top, up there, just on the top there in the centre, and it looks all the way back down to the reservoir. So I don't know, we're just going to have a bit of a recce and a mince about and see what we'll come up with. So I'm heading this way anyway, so I'll bring you back. So more or less at the foot of the start of the reservoirs here. This is obviously the main feed into them, and obviously the successively after this sort of fill up, but you can see how dry it's been. Very dry, that's the high water line there. Been very dry, but up there in that valley it's all lovely and flat. So I'm going to have a wander up there and see if there's any little flat spots up there along by this little stream. But yeah, North Pennines, something a little bit different. That's the direction we've come from. There's a lovely little flat spot there by the river, like it's lovely. I'm just following this valley all the way up. Get round this bend and then the next one, and I'll meet back up with the track, which was my original plan to come in from that end and this way up, but I just changed my mind. But yeah, it's not a bad little place, this, like, not bad at all. I'll get further up. So this is taking some navigating, this, like, for some reason view range has had a fit, it's not working. So I'm going off some Ordnance Surveyor screenshots I've got on my phone. But that's what I'm contending with. I'm looking for a V in this water course, but everything's that dry. It's just all dried up, so I don't know what's a V and what's not a V, and what's, flooded land and what's dried up. I'm going to go around this corner anyway. I mean, I'm literally walking up the riverbed. It's that dry. It's unbelievable. It's bloody warm as well. That sky's really overcast, and I'm pleased about it, because if that sun was out... right, I'll get around this corner. Right, we've found the V. Obviously quite prominent, but with all those other bits back there being dried up, I didn't know whether it was that. I was looking out for the footpath, like. But so that one there on the right is Blackbeck, and this one is Balderbeck, and that is the footpath we're going back over the top on. So that's our direction of travel we've come from. We're going to go back that way over the top and recce for some spots on the way. Right, well, that's put pay to that idea. That was the farmer. Apparently there's been a lot of deer poaching up here in the last 6-8 months, he reckons, because I asked him, I was thinking about camping up here, and obviously there's gamekeepers out every night now patrolling, so I don't think it's going to be a bright idea. The last thing I want is a shot coming through my tent in the middle of the night. But what a view from up here back down to the reservoir. Lovely, beautiful. I'm going to find a little spot to sit and have some lunch and regroup. Looks like probably we're going to go back and pitch in the campsite anyway. Well, I'm saying campsite, it's a field and a tap apparently. So I might go up to low force and high force and do, there's a walk round the back off the campsite that takes you straight onto the Pennine Way. So I'm not going to let it sort of scupper my plans, although I kind of camp up here tonight, which was, well, I'm saying I could, but I'd be taking a risk and I don't think it's worth it. So I'll bring you back, but enjoy the view. So just something dead simple for lunch, some curry noodles and a little lemon cake, and a cup of coffee with the Jetboil, and that's the view. This was one of the spots I wanted to, well, I was thinking about camping in tonight. I suppose that's looking sort of east that way, and would have been a nice sunrise in the morning, but unfortunately, like I say, plans have changed. But yeah, I'm going to have some food and I'll bring you back when we get to the campsite. Right, we've reached the campsite. Not a bad campsite actually. There's me and 2 or 3 other tents. That's a bunkhouse. Toilet block, basic toilet, sink. Obviously bunkhouse. My tent. That's the view. Down at the bottom of the field there is the Pennine Way. So looking left of the picture towards High Force, and back down there to the right is sort of Middleton Teesdale. So yeah, not a bad little site this. Lovely flat field. So I'm just having a cheeky, one of them, I don't know if anybody's had them cheeky little crafties out a little. They've started to do some new ones. There's about 3 or 4, but that one's delicious. And I've brought about 6 of them. I think they're actually 6%. I don't know if you can see that there. So might be rotting in the field tonight. So like I say, I'm going to have that. Obviously had me dinner up on the hills. I've just packed my bag there with a waterproof and a belay jacket, and just in case it gets cold up there. And I'm going to walk up to High Force, so I'll bring you back. So that's my setup there, in the campsite. I've come to the bottom of the field, crossed over the stile, over this stile, and there's the Pennine Way. So we're heading up to we'll get to Low Force first, and then obviously beyond and up into High Force. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's dangerous, being so near to a pub. Yeah, possibly. There's a bridge there over the other side of the river. I'm not quite sure. I might do a loop and come back this way on the other side, or I don't know, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to wing it now. Like, it's hasn't dampened me spirits not being able to camp up there. I mean, I could have camped anywhere else. I mean, look up there, you know. That's the start of the sort of moors up onto the Pennines. Or right over the other side is sort of walk up. Brough, you know, you drop back down to Penrith. But, fuck it. This was what it was planned to be anyway, just a slack night out on a site, and so that's what it's going to be. I dare say we're going to end up in a pub, like. Right, I'll bring his back. So that's Low Force, and the next waterfall will be High Force, which is 10 times better than this one. I'm just looking up there. Some lovely hammock spots up there, like, the only thing is the fucking bridge is closed. But, never mind. Yeah, that's Low Force. We're going up the High Force. Can you tame the sheep around here, like? You sit on the wall and let you stroke them. So this is high force, sort of makes it all worthwhile not being able to camp up there. So what an eventful day today's been. I'm just sitting here on, well, literally on the Pennine Way, the bottom of the campsite where I'm staying. It's been a bit of an eventful day. I wished I could have gotten a wild camp done up there, but obviously, you know, the way things were, I didn't want to really risk it. This has been a bit of an eye-opener for me. It's been a good, how long is it since I've been here? It's got to be 30 years plus since I've been sort of this side of the Pennines, and to be honest with you, I fell back in love with the place. It's just outstanding. I definitely think I'll be going back up the Balderhead reservoir. It's just beautiful. There's loads of places to camp up there, and I mean, look at this. This is a campsite, you know. So I'm gonna go back up to where I've pitched, and I'm gonna have some food. It's, what was it now? It's 7 o'clock. I've had nothing to eat yet, and I'm gonna cook some food. So I'll probably come back down here and have a few beers. Well, that man, the sun's coming out. Boosh. I'll probably come back down here and have some beers once I've had something to eat. I'm starving, and it's beautiful. Look at that, man. Stunning. I've picked out a few spots on that sort of walk up to high force. I've picked out a few spots for a hammock camp. So, I don't know, I might get a cheeky one in before I go on my hauls, you never know. But yeah, I fell back in love with this place. It's been years since I've been to the Pennines. And of course it's in, what, an hour and 10 minutes from my doorstep. Perfect. Right, I'm going for my tea. Bye. So you all know the cook system I'm using now. It's, you know, tip and zip, pour and store, call them what you like. So we've got a chicken vindaloo, cherry turnover, and some mashed potato, and obviously a shitload of beer. So yeah, I'm just going to have some food, and I'm just going to chill, basically. Okay, bye for now. Right, that's it. I'm packed up. Just want to say thanks for watching. And hopefully be probably September before I'm back out again. But see you then. Bye for now.